Hey guys, how's everybody doing? So everybody's aware, it's gonna be a really short one, only a half an hour. Um, I just got a call about 10 minutes ago. I have to go run to pretty much Cleveland and pick up or try to figure out what to do with a few stingrays that got messed up by a moray in one of my customers' tanks, and yeah. Of course, it's almost midnight here, so it's gonna be a long night. I hope you all can understand. I was gonna do a reptile hour. We're gonna talk about um, basic socialization skills, and little tricks and stuff that I've learned over the years. Um, so we're gonna need a little bit more than a half an hour for that. So that'll probably be Tuesday's subject. Um, Appreciate y'all being here, anyways. I'm sorry it'll be so short. If it's not too late when I get back and I still have some energy in me, I'll hop up here and see what we can do. But it's probably looking to be after 3 a.m. for that. So morays fuck with stingrays. Not usually. Not usually. So I don't understand what's going on. About 2 hours and 15 minutes. I'm gonna be like on the outskirts of Cleveland, so not. It's like an hour 20, an hour and 40 minutes at the most. Depends on which way I take. Let's see who's in here. Lady Rorschach, Hippie John. Sorry, man. It's been a pretty busy day. I haven't really been on Discord or anything too much today. Only Oscars, Pet Zotics, Gene is Reef. What's going on, chick? Hope you're doing good today. Steven, Mark Sterlson, Scuba Steve, Geek Boy. What's going on, man? Jess, Mains, Tails, Fur, and Fins. Who's going to join dressed up on the show tomorrow? Well, I won't be. I don't have a costume for one, and second, I'm going to be up late tonight, obviously. So I wish I could, though. I'll make sure I'm there watching and listening in at the very least. Who's going? Okay, I wonder if the ray was bit during feeding, maybe got in the way of the eel. I don't know, but the fact that he got 3 of them out of the 4, something's not right. Because if it was feeding and that happened, it'd just be one of them. You know what I mean? He never said he was feeding. I asked. Um, so I don't know. He just said he came home from work and found them all like that. And the only thing that's in that tank is 2 morays and 6 blue spot stingray. So it's, and what's real fucked up is because of that, if those blue spots stung that moray at all, there's a good chance that'll die from getting poisoned or envenomated with its barb. So, kid, this ain't your usual stream spot. Yeah, I'm in my dining room. I've been out here for a good bit now. I'm working, doing a bunch of stuff in the fish room, moving tanks around, getting rid of stuff, um, building stuff. So we're just hanging out in here for a bit. At least I got more tanks behind me. It's my dining room, and over there is my kitchen. What does the customer expect you to do? Well, he's only got one tank, so I'm going to have to separate and remove at the very least. I'll take him back to the shop and see if I can nurse him back to health, if they even live through the stress of that and a nice hour and a half car ride. Big shrimping. Hope you're doing good, Alshon. Green dot sticker hole in the head disease. That's so great, though. It's out. I did. 1 second. Oh, did she get a hold of it? I think she did. The little one got a hold of it, but I did. But Zotics had sent some calcium carbonate blocks. And these ones are really cool. They're shaped like skulls. I love it. And then we got Mystery Garden Snello kit and an original Snello kit. And then you had also sent me a crystal shrimp plushie, the green Pleco one brand. I thought that was pretty cool. I really appreciate it. Craig Doniger, what's going on? Beta Aquatics. Debbie, what's going on? So what are you going to do with the stingrays? Quarantine them for a while. See if they pull through. I guess the one's missing a pretty good chunk out of him. But with stingrays, they're very, very aggressive breeders. The males will kind of like chew off chunks of their flesh already as it is from around the edges of the female. So they're kind of used to that abuse in a way. But it just depends on how far up onto the body it got a hold of it and stuff like that. So I got to check it out. Obviously separate and quarantine, like I said, and just keep an eye on them, medicate if I have to. That's about all I can do. Like I said, he doesn't have another tank, so gotta figure something out. Because those fish ain't cheap. Snell kit makes a lot, especially when you add a whole can of green beans. Huh. Did you get what I sent you? I don't think so, Patty. I not that I know of. You'll have to message me. The only thing stuff that I've gotten recently was the Bex art from the Patreon thing, and the package from Petzotics in the last couple weeks that I think of. Yeah, thank you very much, Petzotics. I really appreciate it, man. Did you get paid? Do you get paid for this, or is this some kind of warranty support service for asshole fish? Oh no, I'm getting paid. First, I'm getting paid for the emergency call, which means from the time I get in my truck and start my timer from the time I get back to my shop, I'm getting paid emergency hourly wage, which is about $190 an hour. So there's that. And then on top of that, I mean, I have a kind of like a quarantine emergency holding fee that I charge them as well. And that really just goes by how long they're with me and what it is. Oh, I sent you nothing, so it sounds like you got it. It sounds like it, Patty. I appreciate it. George, how's it going? Oh yeah, fuck the stream, get that money. Well, that and like it took me a while to get those fish for him. I got those fish for him personally, and I've spent a good amount of time with him. So I'm a little attached to them or emotionally invested in them as well. We should all send Brennan an empty box. I'll take an empty box over a box full of yellow lab fish, cichlids. I have to specify cichlids because y'all think I was talking about yellow lab puppies, you morbid son of a bitches. You know what? I won't even open up these empty boxes now, since you just because you said that, Gina. I won't even open them. I'll return them all to sender. All of them. Melissa, hope you're well. But yeah, with everything getting cleared up with the electric company, starting the second job and getting money rolling in from that, getting paid pretty decently for it too. And stuff like this emergency call. Things are starting to come back around slowly. I'm still not quite there where I need to be out of trouble. But a little bit more time and I'll be there. I'm going to stick with the second job for a while here, see how it goes. Just kind of soak up that extra cash until whenever I start that contract in December with the zoo. So work myself to death for a bit and see how it goes. Ghost Knife actually ate earthworm flake yesterday. I didn't think he would. Oh yeah, I had him eat. He'll eat Vibra bites sometimes too. I'm not gonna lie, I missed that Ghost Knife. He was so cool. I'm glad he went to a really good home though. Oh yeah. I had remember a while back I was talking about bidding on contracts for the zoo, an aquarium, the Toledo Zoo and Aquarium. I got outbid on one of the contracts I bid on, and got the other. But regardless, it's a decent enough contract that I mean it'll keep me on track here. My bills will be able to get paid like they should be without me having to slave myself to death. I've had to. It's been a waiting game for that. I haven't bid on them in a few years, so it was pretty stressful. Sent you a box with a middle finger in it. Fuck yeah. That's fucking metal. Trying to get some sleep. We'll get some damn sleep, man. We love it and really appreciate it. We're taking really good care of him, even though he's technically Jenny. He's still my favorite fish. That's awesome. I'm glad you guys like him. What will I be doing at the zoo? I have a few different tanks that I'll be doing algae maintenance and basic care and stuff for. I got, I think it's a 3,500 gallon monster fish tank, a couple arapaima, giant red tail catfish, some alligator gar, quite a few different things. And then there's another one. I think it's a snapping turtle tank, but that's still being discussed whether I'm doing that or not. He's about a 150-year-old snapping turtle. I'd be cleaning his enclosure, and turtles are dirty animals, so I mean it needs to be done. There's a few other freshwater tanks that I'll be doing. I know right now I don't really know what's in them, but I do know they're freshwater tanks, and I know the number of them. They have all their tanks numbered, so it's a little bit of a headache, but yeah, it's pretty much scrubbing algae and doing water tests and stupid stuff like that. Do some water changes. I'm also on emergency call with them, which is real good money, but they take really good care of their fish, so it's not too much of an issue. Can't say I wish something would happen because the animal, but at the same time, it's goddamn great money doing emergency calls for them. And I'm hoping doing enough. I'm going to try to keep up with doing contracts and stuff with places like that because I mean, I like to build a reputation in that manner. Frankly, because that's the direction I eventually want to take my business, working strictly contracts with zoos and aquariums and reptiles and fish enclosures. That's a long ways down the road. Do you have to get in those tanks to clean them? Fuck yeah. Most of them. Especially the 3,500 gallon, it's 8 feet tall. It's taller than my head. Wait, it's not 3,500. Let me pull up my paper here. It's 5,300, not 3,500. That's what you do, contract only? I mean, I always have I have contracts for all of my customers, but I mean like commercial, more commercial side of things. Working solely with zoos and aquariums. Frankly, that's where the big bucks are at, especially if you get into setup and aquascaping and stuff like that. They pay big money for a nice looking tank and systems. But I need a lot of help. I need employees. I need people to help me do it. So it's a ways down the road. Still young, so I got plenty of time. That's the ultimate. I'm not going to say goal because I want to go as far as I can with my business, but that's the ultimate direction I'd like to go with my business. ABC. Will they provide a wetsuit and snorkel? Nope, I have my own stuff. Pole scrubbers, all sorts of stuff. I have a wet and dry suit. The other tank that I bid on was I think it was like a 35 or 45,000 gallon saltwater open ocean pelagic tank. So sharks, tarpon, rays, manta rays, stuff like that. But the water is like 56 degrees all the time. So you kind of need a dry suit for those so you're not catching hypothermia. Because it's not just a jump in, take an hour, clean it. No, it's a few day event to be able to clean a tank that size. So yeah. But like the tanks I'll be doing, they don't get under like 60, 68 degrees, I think I said. So those ones will just use wetsuit. But the fucked up thing with the monster fish tank, the Arapaima and stuff, and all those guys, I have to wear a helmet. Kind of looks like a hockey helmet, but it's for underwater and stuff, made out of hard plastic. Because if those guys dart and hit me in the head or something like that, it can kill me. So, for their insurance purposes, I have to wear a helmet when I'm in there with them. And for the snapping turtle, I have to have one of their handlers come and pull the big guy out and get him aside while I get in there and clean that out. There'll be other tanks that I do, but I'm not sure exactly, like I said, which ones I'll be doing. Gaily Foreman. Hey, chick. Hope you're doing good. I haven't seen you in a bit. $26 of you in here. Hell yeah. So what's everybody up to? We got about 7 more minutes till I got to hop off here and get going. I still got to go over to the shop and get my truck and then head all the way over there. By the way, my parents had this old yellow shitty Jeep Wrangler, all rusted out and shit. But I ended up getting it running, and I've been using that to get back and forth. How often do you make the trip to the zoo? It's going to be once every other week, Alishon. But I mean, most of that's just going to be testing water and inspecting the enclosures and tank just to see if it needs maintenance. Because if it doesn't need it, why do it? You know what I mean? But I still get paid just for going out there, regardless. It's contractual, so they're essentially paying in advance almost, or monthly. Or if something's going on with the tank or specifically, it can be a lot more frequently than that. It could be every other day. It could be once or twice a week. It just depends on the situation with the tank. If something detrimental is wrong with one of their animals, though, they call in a specialist or a vet, just there to maintain pretty much strictly. My favorite part about the whole thing, though, is interacting with those animals that you're just not really going to be able to at home. It's amazing. And nothing like swimming in a tank with some Arapaima or some giant alligator gar or whatever. I can't imagine the poop from a snapping turtle. Yeah, they get pretty funky, but you got some good filtration, or they do, anyways. I'm also able to do like maintenance work on their filtration systems for these tanks as well. These tanks specifically, not overall. Some of them are on multi-tank systems. filter socks media need changed. I need to tear down, clean stuff out, and put it back together. I can do that. As long as the system isn't too big, meaning like the pipes and stuff aren't too big, and I don't need physical heavy equipment to move the stuff around, then I can work on it. I just don't have the manpower or the equipment to do stuff like that yet. We bobbing in and out of chat. Everyone busy trying to fill an evaluation form as a socio-political forum. I attended. I've been procrastinating. Need to get done. No worries, Lady R. I'm going to be hopping off here in about 4 minutes. So you're all right. What's the hardest part? They're very particular about what they want done and how it gets done, and safety regulations. Because I'm a contract worker for them or subcontracted out or whatever, there's a lot of insurance policies and stuff that I have to follow, a lot of safety regulations that they have. And that can be kind of challenging to keep up with, depending on what animal you're working with. And I mean stupid stuff like having to wear a hard hat inside the fish tank with the Arapaima. Stupid stuff like that, or having to have a spotter or something like that while I'm in a tank with a certain animal. It's just more of a hassle than anything. And some of the inner political bullshit of aquariums and stuff like that can be frustrating. A lot of times you can't, depending on what it is, you can't just go and start changing things or doing things without it being ran through someone else, stuff like that. Working for a zoo had more paperwork than any job I've had. Yeah. Yep. You certainly will. GRB, how's it going? Gonna be hopping off here in a minute. I got an emergency call I have to go to. I'm lucky I was even able to get a half hour in here. Next stream is Tuesday at 11:30. If I'm able to get live any sooner or earlier than that, I'll do my best, but I don't even get out of work until 11. So probably not. But I will for sure stream Tuesday. You can count on it. No matter how tired I am, I'll be there. I know I didn't this past week, and I feel bad for it. Oh yeah. In a lot of cases, June, like when I first started doing contract work for them, I worked with their saltwater alligator, which I may again, just because I have experience with her. You have to have, like in that case, I had to have at least 3 different zoo handlers in there with me, watching me, keeping her attention and keeping her out of the way and occupied while I get in the water with her, behind her, scrubbing the inside of the pond and stuff like that. And they have a rope attached to you with another guy that's holding on to it in case she turns around and you're not able to move fast enough. They'll pull your ass out of the way. Liability forms and stuff that I have to sign in case something does happen and she does bite me and all this stuff. I'm not going to sue or all this yada yada. It's wild. I even had to do it for the fucking snapping turtle. But like I said, keeping myself doing stuff like this is really opportunistic for my business, very worthwhile to try to focus on in a way. So I make a good enough name for myself. I mean, you can get calls from people all across the country. Hell, you get even better than that, around the world, to come work on their tanks and set tanks up for them. Big gulp of coffee time. Coffee time. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to stop and get me some myself. There's a couple hours of driving here ahead of me. All right, guys, I'm gonna get rolling here. Melvin, sorry to say hi and bye, but I got some stuff I got to take care of with work. Um, yeah, I'll see you guys Tuesday. I'll keep you guys posted on what goes on tonight here. Let you know how the animals do. Um, you guys know where to get a hold of me: Instagram, Discord, and my email. Besides that, there's not a whole lot left to say. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys. Thank you.